Okay, so QuickBooks Online, it's not a new software, but yes, in India, we can say the software is getting more and more recognition because QuickBooks Online gives you the cloud facility to maintain your accounts, and the management gets the benefit to have the access to the reportings sitting anywhere, and they can have QuickBooks on their mobiles, laptops, tablets, anything they can access it. So going to the QuickBooks, in India, obviously it is gaining more importance now because most of the times the softwares that we are using here in India traditionally uh, are probably not that good according to the if I say about the reporting structures. But yes, through QuickBooks, the reporting structure that QuickBooks has, it is outstanding, and that is the reason that most of the people are going for QuickBooks now. Okay, so we'll start with QuickBooks introduction. Okay, so what we are gonna share in today's session is, so I'll share my screen. So so we'll be covering these four topics today. If the time allows, we can go beyond that also. So first we'll go to introduction of QuickBooks. So what exactly is QuickBooks? How we are, how we can take QuickBooks, how we can start QuickBooks. Then how to set up a company in QuickBooks, or set up an account in QuickBooks, the user account, I would say. Then the third is setting up of the basic structure of the company, that is the chart of accounts. Then fourth one will be setting up of the customers and vendors in QuickBooks. So this we are going to cover in today's part. The rest of the things, or we can say the second part, will cover the next things. So let's start with the basic introduction to QuickBooks. So hope everybody is able to see my screen today. Yeah. So I will start with logging into my account. Okay. So I think you can see my screen. Okay. So there is this. I have. So this screen is not the normal screen for a user. This is because we are into accountant practice. So you can see the accountant logo here at the top left side, the accountant. So it is the accountant's portal here. Okay, so I have, let's say we have different clients here. So for an accountant, it will show different clients. Okay, so this one is the topmost. There is a company. It's a sample company that we have prepared here. So we'll first go to this company. Okay, so yeah, so this is the dashboard of a company. Whenever a user logs into a company, then he will see this kind of a dashboard, not the dashboard that you saw earlier, that was accountant's dashboard. So this is what a user in the company is going to see. Okay, so let's see how we can create users in QuickBooks. So I'll open QuickBooks. Okay, so this is the Indian website for QuickBooks. So currently it is showing as, it's on a discount of 40%, buy now at 400 per month. So when a new user tries to buy it, so he will buy. Okay, so you will put all your email IDs and all your details here, confirm password. Then when you, after putting on all the information, let's say if I use my same credentials, so it's showing as it is already taken. Okay, so let me put something else. Sign up. Okay, so now it will take to me to the another screen, right? So when I fill the required information in this screen, then it will take to me to the payment page. Like here it is showing as pay now. Okay, so after paying off, my account will be created with QuickBooks, and after creation of the account I will get a email into my email from QuickBooks in my inbox that your account has been created, and then rest of the steps will be explained in that email. Okay, this is the first way to create a user login or buy QuickBooks. That is a customer if he wants to buy directly through the portal. All right, second way, as I shown you. Yes, so we'll log in again. Okay, so as an accountant, I will have access to create different users. So here, if you can see this, all these are the companies that I can create for my clients. Okay, so here I will edit client. So here I can put the names. Email I can do. We can put any email. So then mobile is important. You have to put the mobile. Okay. So then it will ask you to save the. So I have saved it. So there will be an email that will go to this account, amrit@abc.com, whatever email you want to give. Okay, there will be an email going to this account. Then it means that this account is getting created through a uh, accountant, that is a QuickBooks accountant. So then into this account, there will be a there will be steps given to how to create your account. So after creating of the account, like here, yeah, so we can see the details here. When you are finished creating your account in QuickBooks, so you will see a screen like this. Okay, so this is basically your dashboard. So in the dashboard, you can see the invoices raised in the last 365 days. Okay, so if we click on it, then you will see all the invoices. Then we go again to the dashboard. But first of all, as we discussed, we will go to the basic company setup. Okay, so I'm going to this right hand side topmost corner where it is settings, accounts and settings. Okay, so here it will show you the information that you can fill in. So this is coming as ABC and company. I can put any other name. I can change the name anytime. I can change it. Legal name, we can keep it as same. Save. So we can put in our GST for billing. If you have any GST, you can put your GST number. Then tax form. Here we can select what kind of taxpayer the person is. So it could be any sole proprietor partnership. So I will choose a limited liability company. I'll keep it as save. Then company email. We can change the company email at any time. We can put the phone numbers. So this is about the basic, information about the company. Okay. So let's come to the next tab, that is sales. So sales tab, I will discuss with you along with what we are. So here we can put the sales terms. As any accountant, we normally keep our invoice terms, sales terms. So we can configure our sales terms here. So preferred invoice terms, it will be showing as net 30. So it asks you what kind of due date you want to put in your invoices. So preferred invoice terms, if I put it as net 15, so when I'm putting a date in my invoice, it will automatically take net 15 as the invoice due date. So in every invoice, it will go for net 15. But however, in the invoices, we can change it. Like I'll show you. So I will open invoicing here. Okay, and I will open accounts and setting. So now I have two windows. Okay, then I will show you how the change in the settings will change, the sales. So I'll open a new invoice. All right. So if I put net 15 here, okay. Okay. So here you will see the invoice date and the due date, right? So currently, since we had net 30 change, so it will show as due date as a 1 month. So now if I change it to net 15, then I refresh it. I have to save it. Now refresh again. So now it is showing as 15 days. Okay. So likewise, we can change the settings here according to our needs, and secondly, if I want to change it to, let's say, 20 days, I can do that also. So let's say 20 days or 2 weeks, I can change it to 27, or I can change it to 3rd of. So this is editable. There is nothing fixed in it. Okay. Then let's do. Then another is, if you want to have customer transaction number, you can put it on. Classification, that the accountants will understand what is classification of tax and retail invoices. We can, if we want to, if a person is having both, issuing both kind of, taxes, invoices, then you can put it as, you can select it as on, and you can use separate numbering for retail invoices. Okay. Service date. So service date will tell you, service date field, if you need to track the date a service was performed separately from the invoice date. Okay. Okay. So these are few of the settings that we can do for having sales invoices. Then we come to the expenses. So show items table on expense and purchase form. So I'll open a purchase form. Expenses. Create bill. Okay. So right now we can see only this category, description, amount, text columns here in this bill. So if I change this, show item tables on expense and purchase form, if I save it, then I refresh it. So now I can see the item details here, wherein we can put products or service, description, quantity, and rate. So we can change this according to our needs. Now, second is, here, if you look at all the columns, so you can see category, description, amount, and tax only. So here there is an option, track expenses and items by customer. So if I click on this and I save it and I refresh it. Okay, so now you can see the customer here. So if I am putting any bill here, I can choose a customer, any customer, the customers that are created here. So QuickBooks will allow you to track the expenses according to your customer. Most of the, like in service industry, what happens is, you give a service to a customer, and you want to track the expenses related to that particular customer accordingly, so that you can understand what profit I am making from that customer. So this option will allow you to track your items by customer. But the thing is, if I am putting the name of the customer here, it does not mean it will get debited or credited to that customer account. No, that is just for reporting purpose. That is nowhere going to affect the customers. Like there will be no entry happening into those account in that customer. Okay. So let's come to the settings, advanced. So advanced here is, we can do other settings also. like accounting. So first month of the financial year, what month we want to start with, start with in a financial year. So generally in India we go for a April month. So we can select here as the April month, first month of the tax year. So you can start as same as financial year. Okay. So accounting method is always accrual, close the books. So close the books means if a if a if the user or the accountant wants that now they have finalized a specific period, they have done the audit, or the period is closed, the reporting is done. So what the user can do, he can put a closing date here, like if I put 30th 31st of May. So then what will it do? Allow changes after viewing and warning. Allow changes after viewing and warning and entering a password. So I will freeze my books here on 31st of May 2020. And if a changer if a user wants to change anything in the data, prior to this date, then he will need to enter this password that I will set here. So he must be knowing this password. Then only the other entries can be saved. Okay. Then close the books. It's done. Default tax rate selection is obviously it has to be exclusive of tax, because normally we select the rate of tax. So if I choose it inclusive of tax, then we'll have to do the calculations, and then we'll have to put the taxation separately in the amount, in the invoice amounts. Okay. So chart of accounts. So then we will go to this also. So I'm putting this as off right now. It is showing as enable account numbers. It is off. So we'll keep it as off. When we go to the chart of accounts, then we'll do it. Then we'll understand what it says. Okay. So these are the basic settings that you can understand yourself. So here QuickBooks will allow you multi-currency also. So if you choose, if there is a business that you are running in different countries and different currencies, then probably, or if there is a IT company who goes for billing in US dollars or any other currency, they can use it, this feature. Okay. Then other formats are very common formats that we can you can just go through it. Any questions till now, if anybody wants to ask? You can type in the chat box. I'll answer the questions if anybody wants to ask anything, or we can go ahead right now. Okay, no problem. You can type anytime, and then we can go to the accounts. So let's go to the chart. So it is shown in the accounting company. Okay, so there is a question that how it calculates fluctuation in multi-currency setup. There is no, it does not calculate for fluctuations. You have to put the rate of that day, and we can, create the profit or loss in this currency according to the accounting standards. We can put the loss in foreign exchange or profit in foreign exchange. Okay. So let's come to the chart of accounts. So see your chart of accounts. Okay. So these are the predefined chart of accounts in QuickBooks. If you can see bank account, then accounts receivable, cash in hand, current assets, and all these. So you can see the predefined chart of accounts here. Then you can see the type and detail type. So type will show you what area in the balance sheet or P&L it will reflect into. Okay. So one thing that we had left here, I'll show you now. So first let's create a new account. Okay. So here you can see if I want to create any account, current assets, let's say other current assets, prepaid insurance. Okay. So here it is asking me whether it's a sub account. So I can put it as a sub account also. We'll use it afterwards. Right now I'm not using it. So this is the, if I save and close it, it will, okay. Save and close. Okay, so now I will change here advanced. I will go to advanced, enable account numbers. So I will enable account number, save. Okay. So now again I will open prepaid expenses. Okay. So now I will edit this account. So now here you can see this, this number thing coming up. So what we can do here is in QuickBooks, we can give a specific number to QuickBooks accounts. So let's say for prepaid expenses, I want to give it a number. Okay. So if I give it a number and then I am saving it and closing it. So now it will show me. So if I want to find this, so I will find this. So here we can do edit. So here we can see that it is showing as a number. So what is the benefit of having a number of the account is like if somebody wants to collate all the accounts of same kind, then probably you can create the numbers of the accounts accordingly, and the same will be reflected at one place in the balance sheet or P&L. Okay, so now I will do one more thing. I will edit it and I will use it if it is a sub account. So let me see if there is any prepaid expense. So I will use it as prepaid insurance. Save and close. So now this will come under prepaid insurance. So when I'm running my balance sheet, this account will come under prepaid insurance. Okay. So this was the importance of having account numbers in this. Okay. Now let's go to creating of a customer. Okay. So here, this is the customers tab. You can see the various options here, invoices. If I go to invoices, it will show invoices from all the customers here. If you can see here, okay. Then customers, then I will see the data of the particular customer. So let's go to new customer. So here I can create a new customer. You can give title. Okay. Company name you can give. Display name as, it will give you the option what name you want to display as a company name or the name of the person. Okay, then here you can select what is the registration time. GST registration time is, if he's a consumer, you will select consumer. If he's a GST registered regular composition, so you should be knowing what kind of a customer you are adding in here. Okay, if you ask for a regular, then you will have to put in the customer account. Okay, then you put his billing address, then you can put his email, phone number, and other things. Okay, then if you put it, see, So I'll put it as a consumer. So now it is showing to me as, so the customer is created now. So if I go to customers, it will show me. So now if I want to, do any kind of a transaction with him, then I can create an invoice with this customer. Then everything will come here. Every information will be pre-filled. Place of supply I can select, let's say. Accordingly, it will calculate, uh, according to my GST, it will calculate whether it should be IGST or what. So here we can select what kind of sale it is, product and service if we have created. These things we will understand in the next, sessions. So this is how you can create. So I will create text here. Let's say save and send. So I will just save only. Okay, so invoice for saved. So here, if you see the invoice number, you can change the invoice number according to what you are having now. So if I change it to, let's say 1001, save. Okay. So here now, again, if I create an invoice, so again, you can enter the invoice numbers accordingly. Okay. So this is how you create a customer here, right? Any questions for customers creation and all? The things that we have not discussed, we are not discussing today is production services here. So production services we will discuss in the other sessions. Okay. So there is no question. You can type your question in the chat box. Okay. So let's go to expenses, suppliers. Okay. So we have few suppliers here already created. Okay. So let's create a new supplier. All right. So as we created the customer, the same way we can create a supplier. So I can put his name. So it will ask me what names I want to display. So I can select the company name, supplier, supplier. We can put the address. Okay. Now here is apply TDS for the supplier. So if I select it, then it will ask me what is the status of this supplier. So if I select it as resident other, then I will have to select what kind of payment I am going to pay him. So if I put in 194C contract, so GST, I will keep him GST unregistered. So save it. So let me put a PAN here. I think there is some issue with my screen. Let's do it again. Okay, so I will select supplier 1, apply TDS. Okay, so resident other individual 194C, save. Okay, so it is done. Supplier 1 is here. So let me create a bill. So when I'm creating a bill, it will show directly as 194. It will show by default as 194C. But if I want to change it, I can change it here. I can change the sections according to the payment. So it is not compulsory that, if I've set the contractor details in the supplier information, then I cannot change the section of the TDS. I can change that. So if I put in the account, if I put in the amounts, so let's say advertisement, tax. So I'll put in the tax, let's say 18% GST. Customer, if I want to track a customer here, I will put a customer. Okay. So now I will calculate TDS. So it's going to calculate TDS. Let me, so it is not increasing the limit. So let me put it as 2,50,000. Calculate. So it will calculate the TDS according to the rates, right? So save and close. Right. So this I have saved one supplier detail also. Right. So now we can see the things in our reports. Report, I am going to report profit and loss. So it will show me this. Okay. So I can change the period here. So this is, I created one income and I created one expense. So this is showing to me in the profit and loss account. So it is currently it is showing as uncategorized income. These things we will understand when we go to the reporting sections. Okay, so we are not going to discuss these things today. Okay, guys. So this is basic. This was the basic about what we were planning to discuss today. If anybody is having any question, then we can take the questions. Just I'll, if anybody wants to ask a question, then probably he can, unmute and he can ask. No questions? You can put the question in chat box also. So there is a question, how many companies or clients we can manage under one account? So as a account, there are two. So let me answer what is there in. So let's see.
The chat box में questions आए हुए हैं.
हाँ, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. So how many companies or clients we can
सर आपकी
manage?
voice नहीं आ रही अमृतपाल जी.
Hello. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hello. Am I audible?
Not audible, sir. Voice, no voice.
No voice. Hello.
No.
It's working here. Let me just check it. Just a minute. यहाँ पे it's working. Hello. इतना चल रहा है? Is it working? इसको अनम्यूट कर देते हैं ना? कौन सा ये? हम्म? ये कौन सा है? हाँ? Hello. Am I audible now? Hello.
सर हाँ जी।
Hello.
हाँ जी सर, ऑडिबल है सर।
Am I audible?
हाँ जी सर, ऑडिबल हो सर, आप प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Hello.
हाँ जी सर, ऑडिबल हो सर। हेलो।
I'm not audible. Okay. So I'm audible. Okay. So there is a question that how many companies or clients we can manage under one account. Okay. So there is a difference. Okay. If you are an accountant, okay, you can manage a number of accounts, number of companies in one ID only, like I showed you in the beginning. Okay, so where it was in my login, it was showing different companies there. So I can see every client of mine, what is happening in his books, in her books. Okay, I can see that. I can see all the books. I can see all the reports. Okay, but if you are buying it as a customer, directly as a customer, obviously for every company you will have to buy one account, one separate account. But you can collaborate all the accounts in just one email ID. That facility QuickBooks will give you. That as a user also, if you are having two three companies, and if you want to see all those companies in one email ID, QuickBooks will give you this facility that yes, you can do that. Okay, as an accountant I can manage n number of clients. There is no limit in that. Then so I am not able to understand what is the question, Ashok. क्या क्वेश्चन है? सप्लायर रिक्वायर्ड इफ DL no or other.
DL.
अशोक, अगर आप बोल सकते हो तो आप यू कैन आस्क.
Hello. Hello.
So अगला क्वेश्चन है for TDS are the rate changes automatically applied by QB? Yes, they are applied by QB, but I think जो अभी there was a change by the finance minister that we are going to reduce the rates. I think that will not be applied for this period, but you can change the amount also. ये manually you can change the amounts while calculating the TDS. जो TDS है, it will calculate according to what is the rate as per law, but you can change the amount of TDS manually also. Okay. So there is another question, sir, can RICO GST return with books? So GST ka there will be having GST in a separate session, but in QuickBooks there is a facility that from QuickBooks only you can prepare your GST return, and you can directly upload your GST return from QuickBooks only. We will understand this in another session. Okay, GST, it's a vast thing in QuickBooks, so we will understand this in this thing separately. Okay. And any other question? Okay. All right, everybody. So if you have any questions, you can directly, message me, or you can send me an email. I'm typing my email here. If you have any query, you can send me any email, or you can call me anytime for any kind of query. Okay. So this video will be available on our, YouTube channel also. So thanks to Lawpedia for giving, this time for deliberating this session. I thank everybody also for attending this session. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Take care. Bye. Cancel.